Hi, it's Alaska Granny. In an emergency situation, you may have stockpiled all kinds of supplies, but sometimes we can't think of everything that we might need. And in those circumstances, you're going to need cash. Most of the emergency situations that we will encounter in our lives will be short-term and localized. If you have cash, you can pick up things that you're missing, whether it's food, water, emergency heat. There's all kinds of things that you might need in an emergency. Keep a pile of cash with your bug-out supplies. Cash is king in an emergency situation. If you need to bug out and go to a hotel, you have cash, you can pay for it. If you're at the store and the cash register doesn't work, you have cash, you can still probably get some things. Credit cards aren't going to work, ATMs aren't going to work. There's all kinds of things that don't work in an emergency situation when the power goes down and the grid isn't working where you are. But if you have cash, you can still provide any essentials that you are missing or that you need more of. Make sure you stockpile small bills, 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s. You don't want to be stuck giving a large bill for a small price item and not being able to receive any change. So stockpile as much cash as you can. Start with your emergency supplies. Keep some in your bug out bag. Keep some in your car. You never know when you're going to need some extra cash in an emergency situation. Then you need to decide what items are you willing to barter with others in an emergency situation. What things would you be willing to give up in exchange for something else? Bartering is a tricky situation because you don't want to reveal that you necessarily have any supplies. But on the other hand, you may want to help someone or they may have something that you really need. So I tend to think of bartering items in several categories. Think of the tangible items that people want the most. What are their vices? What are their first aid needs? Do they have hygiene needs and comfort needs? What are the items that are easiest to stockpile that you'd be willing to have extras of that you would part with if you could get something else that you really needed or were willing to part with to help someone else in need? The vices that people want most are things like alcohol, cigarettes, coffee, and even tea. Stockpile some small little bottles of alcohol. Have some extra cigarettes and some lighters or matches to go with them. Maybe some little packs of coffee. Break down the vices into small amounts. You're not willing to give someone a handle of vodka, but you might be willing to part with a small little bottle. You want to have several of the small ones, but don't give away what your stockpile is. If someone wants to barter with you, then you would only pull out a few of your most treasured, valued possessions. Never let them into the vault of your security, your prepping supplies. Never let them question what else you have so that they might come back and try to take from you the things that you have stockpiled for your own safety and security and comfort. But having a few things on hand that would help people with their vices, that sometimes people are willing to give up nearly anything for a drink, a cigarette, a lighter, a match, a cup of coffee. Have small sizes of those items and keep them already portioned out, and you could pull a few out of your pocket or show them in a little tiny box, and maybe people will barter for a few of those items and give you something that you really want in the meantime. Next, you want to think of first aid. A great place to stock up on first aid items is the Dollar Tree. They have all kinds of things from Band-Aids to gauze, tapes, medications, ointments, for $1 each. Take the time to gather a few extras of those items. People always have a headache or a pain somewhere, so stockpiling over-the-counter medications in small amounts from the Dollar Tree, great way to be able to barter a small amount of medicine that can help someone and help yourself at the same time if you can get back something that you want more. Keep a few of the small amounts on hand. Never show someone your stockpile of gigantic bottles from the big box store. You're not willing to give up all of your supplies, but you might be willing to give up a few. The Dollar Tree is also a great place to find a few first aid kits. You could trade the entire kit and you're only out $1 while you may get something worth more to you in return. When it comes to hygiene items, have you ever been stuck somewhere overnight and you would have given practically anything for a toothbrush, some toothpaste, a hairbrush, some lotion, chapstick, shampoo? Stock up on some of those items in small sizes that you would be willing to barter with. Keep your barter items in a completely separate container than you do your hygiene items that you've stockpiled for your family's needs. Think about comfort items. People want wet wipes. They may want baby diapers. They may want tweezers, nail clippers, nail files, things that can help them feel better in the situation that has gone awry. Maybe they want candy or powdered drink mixes. Maybe a few extra of the tiny candles and a little pack of matches or a lighter from the Dollar Tree. You can stock up on lots of those things for not much money. Stock up on the small sizes of these kind of items so that you have something to barter if you need to without giving up something that's most meaningful to you. I would never barter away things that I would never want to live without because I don't want to run out of those items. And I would never barter with someone for any kind of weapons that they could then come back and use against me and my family. There's certain items that are simply off limits for bartering, which is another reason you never want to reveal what your stockpile is, because people in desperate straits may come back and try to take those things from you. If they don't know you have them, they can't come and want to take them away. Always make it known I only have a few things. I'm willing to barter for things that I need instead. Then stockpile the things that you really would never want to live without. Prepping is insurance for the lifestyle that you have. It's stockpiling the things that you need, that you never want to live without, and make your life be the most comfortable and run the smoothest as possible. Prepping lifestyle insurance is stockpiling the things that you really need, and having a few items on hand to barter can help make sure that you do continue to have those things that you need and want. Store things you really need while they're readily available so you'll always have what you need no matter what comes your way. Learn more at alaskagranny.com. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.